Hey guys and YouTubers, this is going to be an installation video of a eBay torque converter, comment knockoff torque converter, and from eBay. So I paid $71 for it, and I'm going to show you how to install it right now. And this is going to be part of my my three-wheeler build, my Montgomery Ward three-wheeler. It's a 1970 three-wheeler, and let's get to it. So this is what it comes with. It comes with a rear drive pulley with belt, assembled already. I just got the belt sitting there though. It comes with the front drive pulley. It goes on the shaft of the engine. We got hardware. We got our 35 gear, or the 35 sprocket or a 35 chain. We got a bushing for a spacer not bushing, spacer. We got our shaft bolt to bolt on our front drive pulley. We got 4 screws or bolts for the case for the cover. Plus comes the cover. Show you. And it comes with 4 mounting bolts to mount the plate onto your side of your engine. So that's what it comes with. Now this is important, okay guys? This is the next step most people don't do, and it would actually save you money if you do this. See these things? These are the little slips or stoppers. I don't know, they're not really stoppers, they're like little sliding pegs. I'll show you here. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Now I'll show you, that's the one I took out, okay? That's the one I took out right there. You can see it looks exactly like that. Now, when this torque converter widens apart, it goes on that little flat, not really flat, it is kind of flat. See down there, that little groove? It slides on that groove, okay? When this widens out, this is a set of metal against metal. It's like this little plastic piece, okay? It goes on there and it kind of rubs on there. Well, after a while, these things get wore down, okay? Now these ones on the back not doing a single thing are just there for pretty much if you have it going the opposite way. See, there's 2 different ways. You can have it, zoom out here, and there's actually, you can use it 2 different ways on side of the engine. Okay, engine's on this side. Okay, originally you have it just like this. Okay, I got your plate, and engine's on this side. It's open on this side. Okay, well, you can flip around if you want to have it like this for a different torque converter setup. You have to switch this to the opposite side, and that's what these pegs are for. But you're only going to use one side at a time. So to save you money, because these things get wore out after a couple years or so, you want to replace them. Same thing with the belt, or not belt. Same thing with the spring inside. You want to replace it because it gets stretched out after a couple years. And you want to replace it, or be burning up belts and burn up the whole torque converter, wearing it out. You have to buy a whole new one, and you don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you how to take these spare ones off. So one thing, you don't lose them, because sometimes these things pop out and you'll lose them, and then you have to buy them. So we're going to take them off, so we're not going to lose them after a couple years, and we're going to replace it. So what you're going to want is a pliers, right here. You see, and a flathead screwdriver. You might, if you want a different type of pliers, it could help. But what you want to do is just loosen it up a little bit. You just pull straight up on it, okay? And kind of loosen it up, kind of a little bit. Try to pull up. See what we're doing here? We're taking it and trying to pull up on it without breaking it. Now these things are easy to break, so you have to be pretty gentle with it. Now once you kind of loosen it up, you can see it's kind of splitting right there, okay? That little split. And now you want to take your flathead screwdriver, kind of go in there and try to pop up on it without tearing it up. So don't tear it up. Might have to loosen up with the pliers a little bit more. I don't quite got it yet. It's pretty difficult, but we're going to do it on camera. Okay, I think we got it loosened up. So we can get a screwdriver in there. There we go. And then kind of pops right out of there. See how it is? It's just pressed in there, and you're just trying to yank it out. I would say take it all apart, but right now I'm showing you how to do it without taking it all apart. This is the easiest way. This one seems to be a little bit easier. You kind of go back and forth, kind of loosen it up. See how I'm doing this? I go back and forth, kind of loosen it up without breaking it. This one I almost got it all the way out. This one's actually a little bit easier. Seemed like it wasn't in there that tough. Especially with these clone torque converters. I'm gonna call them clone, Chinese clone torque converters of the comment. These things are made in China, and especially these things will probably pretty much will pop out at the time these things wear out on the stoppers you're using. Not stoppers, the little sliders. Well, by the time these wear out, these are probably going to pop out at time that, because they're just pressed in there and they can pop out pretty easily. So I would recommend put these in like a bag or a drawer somewhere, and at the time these wear out and if you want to replace them, there you go, got some spares. So let's go on to the next clip. Okay guys, I forgot to tell you, these are pretty good decent bolts to come with it. This is a Chinese torque converter, and pretty decent bolts. You can see right there. It's 8.8 bolts. All of them are 8.8. Pretty surprisingly, they're pretty good bolts. And so you're gonna grab your 4 bolts like I have, and then you're gonna grab your pulley. Then, I like putting my pulley the opposite way you would normally put it. You would think, that's backwards. It's stupid looking, Yeah, it is kind of stupid looking, but I think it is actually better than regularly. I'm putting this backwards. I think this is a Robin Subaru engine. I believe these are American thread bolts, and they are. I don't think they're the right thread. Yeah, these are not the right thread bolts for this engine. Looks like I'll have to put some aftermarket ones on here. Find some around the shop to put in there. So that's a problem right there for you guys. If you didn't know that, you might have to buy some aftermarket bolts. These do not fit in there like they're supposed to. So I'm going to pause it there. In the next clip, I will have the right size bolts, and we'll go from there. Okay, I got my hardened steel bolts. The ones that came with it did not fit for my engine. So I got hardened steel bolts. If the original bolts don't fit for your engine, here's the original, don't fit, buy hardened steel. Don't forget about it, because these need to be hardened steel. The one that came with it is a 8.8 hardened steel bolt. Okay, all of the bolts came with the torque converter are hardened steel. So let's get on to mounting it. So what I did here is mark the holes, right there, the 4 holes, the whole pattern I'm going to be using. So the bolt, tell you real quick, if you want to know, the size this comes with is a, you can see right there, 10 millimeter. And the size I'm using right now is a 1/2. See right there, it's 1/2. These bolts, okay, are 1/2. My aftermarket ones are 1/2. The one that come with it is a 10 millimeter. So grab your torque converter. Now my setup I'm going to be having is going to be the opposite way you would normally mount. I said that earlier. I think it works better that way, and I kind of have to have it this way because it will hit the back and my chain will not line up right. Okay, hand tighten the 4 bolts, then once you got hand tightened, get your wrench and tighten them down. Crisscross pattern, tighten them down. Okay, I would recommend using some Loctite. I don't have any on me right now, but I would recommend doing that. That will help from the bolts not moving out on you. And I would not recommend using an impact. I got my impact here with my adapter, 4 sockets. I would not recommend doing it with an impact. I would recommend doing this by hand with a just regular socket wrench, or an open end, or adjustable. So next step, you got your chain. Now I'll say, before I put the chain on, I'll say, now if you didn't count your teeth, you might have to change the chain a little bit, change the chain linkage a little bit, okay? Now, because this comes with a 12 tooth 35 chain and a 10 tooth 40 and /41 chain sprocket. So make sure before you buy it, you have your right chain ratio going on, okay? If you are changing this, upgrading it to a torque converter from a clutch, most people are doing, I would count the teeth on your clutch, and then count the teeth, or just know how many teeth it comes with the torque converter. And if it's different, you probably have to size the chain better. If it isn't, you're good to go. And also, another way, you can size your chain. There is adjustments on some of these go-kart engines. On the plate, if you didn't know, there's 4 bolts holding on the engine. You can slide back and forth and get your size right for your chain. So I hope I subscribed that right. And this is how you put the chain on. I would put it all together in one piece, or you can do it just, if you have a link, take the link out. This one's just a solid chain, no link. So how I'm going to do this one is just take it wide open just like I have. And right there, right where there's little prongs, see these little ribs here? Just take it sideways, see? I have it, and just take it right in. And then turn it to the right way, then drop it down onto the sprocket. Okay? Then take it over onto your next sprocket, going to the chain, like so. Then, now this is where you probably will have to loosen your 4 bolts if you don't have a link on your engine, mounting the engine down, okay? Might want to loosen up, kind of move it forward, and kind of pop that chain on. If it's real tight, some people just roll it forward and it'll just slip on there. Or if you have a link, you can just pop your link back in and be good to go from there. So, that's how you put, so far, the torque converter on so far. So the next step will be putting on the drive pulley and the belt. For the drive wheel assembly, you will have these 2 washers. Now, which one goes on first? This one. You slip out on the shaft. This one on second. Goes on top of there. Pretty simple. Got the inner piece for the drive wheel. Line it up with the key. The key's already pre-installed, so it should just slip right on there like so. Now, next thing is the belt. You make sure, now, with this type of torque converter, the one I bought, the 30 series, has flat on one side, and it starts big, and then it goes inwards, okay? So you want to make sure the flat side's towards the engine, and the curved side towards the outer of the engine. And if you look on the drive wheel, okay, it starts small and then it gets bigger as you go in. And you look on this one, it's flat, okay? So, next step is get your outer drive. Then, if you see one of these, some of them have it, some of them don't. This actually goes into there. So you see the little key slot right there, and see the little key right there? It goes right, sits right in there, the key slot and the key slides together. Then, you kind of find the little key slot on the shaft and get it on the shaft. And it slips on just like that. You might have to hold it. Then you would put your bolt onto there, like so, and tighten it down, not with an impact. I would recommend a open end, a socket, or socket wrench, or a adjustable wrench. Okay, with these covers, you'll need markers. Just pick one. You kind of have to try it out because you kind of have to find a good marker that will actually show up on this black mat. So what I did here, I kind of marked inside. You can see with these different colors, we got a highlighter, a yellow, and a red marker. Kind of was trying out inside because you're not going to be able to see your marks. So I did it inside. It kind of helps you out from hiding those marks. So I'm going to use the red. It comes up the best for me, I think, and stays on there the best. So that's what I'm going to pick. Okay, now what you want to do, it comes with 4 of these nuts to bolt on this cover on the torque converter. You just need 2. You don't need a wrench yet. Stick it on here, and then at the top, on this one at least, on the top, it is 2 bolt nuts. Actually built into the actual torque converter plate. So just kind of hand tighten that a little bit, the first one, and then the second one, you just stick it on there and tight. You know, just, it really doesn't even need to be tight at all. I just want to screw it in, you know, like so. Give it a couple threads in there. Good to go, so it don't fall off. So, I mean, you see it's loose, it's not tight. I mean, you don't want it tight. And, so now we're going to mark up our holes. Okay, guys, so what you're going to want to do is get underneath where your chain is, and, you find where your chain spot is, and pretty much mark where it's hitting the case, your chain. So about right there. It looks like about right here. And you would want to make a little access where you mark it at. Because, you know, there's going to be a little wobble in there. The chain's going to have a little wobble. So you're going to want a little access so it's not going to hit your case. And then what you're going to want to do is take it back off once you got it all marked up. Okay, guys, well, we got it all marked up. Get to my mark here. And, you see my marks there? There's a chain part there, there's a chain there to there, cut it out. So what you can use, there might be some other tools you might have. I'm going to use a hand saw. It's probably the most common tool people have. You can do it with a Dremel saw. They're also called rotisseling saws. So, well, I'm going to use the hand saw because it's the most basic, not basic, but most common tool. So what we're going to do here, and then line up and just cut the slot. Okay, guys, I see right there, did my cutouts. I had to stop the video, go back and forth, you know, and cut out some. It wasn't fitting right. You'll probably have to do that more likely to get a good fit on there and no rubbing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually put it on and tighten it down, and we're gonna get our four nuts, or not nut bolts, 4 nut bolts that come with it, and we're gonna tighten them down. Don't tighten too much, don't impact them. We're just gonna tighten them down with a socket. I'm gonna use a socket. You can use like just for open end, whatever will work for you. Will be great to use. Well, got it, I think I got it. Man, that last bolt was giving me a lot of trouble. Whew. I don't know why, but it was. Okay, guys, I'm back. I might have to skip out some of the, cut out some of the film because that last bolt was taking forever, and I might have to speed up real fast or just cut out. Okay, I'm back. Got my wrench. Got a small little adjustable. Crank these puppies down. This one's in an odd spot here. Okay, guys, well, guess what? It is complete. Absolutely complete. There it is. It is all chained up, covers on, everything's good to go. Now you can just test it out and see if there's any rubbing, weird sounds, or whatever. And hope for the best. And have a good day. Thumbs up and subscribe. Please subscribe for more videos. And if you like, thumbs up, of course. If you didn't, then just don't do anything.